Psychedelics Anonymous have announced their mint date, they've announced their mint price, and they've announced the tiers of each of the NFTs. Let's jump in and break it down. So first up, for this to make sense, they've essentially got 4 tiers of NFTs. Now you've got the Genesis profile picture NFT. Now this is what you've seen, so those profile pictures, and essentially this is what the Genesis profile picture collection is. And having this Genesis profile picture collection will allow you to kind of access everything within the actual space. And it lets you get merchandise. Now, real quick, what I will say about the merchandise is you can actually see some sneak peeks of merchandise that looks like they've had here. And there was also a Twitter poll, which was like, would you like a Psychedelics Anonymous suit or a Psychedelics Anonymous hoodie? So it looks like these are mock-ups, but at least they're kind of starting to bring it together and kind of giving you an idea of what they're going to be launching. And I can tell you right now, if I got one of these backpacks, I would actually rock it because I like it, and it's a nice addition and an aspect when it comes down to it. So let's jump back into it. And then you've got support services, both performance, business, and mental health. And I'm really interested in the performance and business aspects, because if you can get a coach in anything, they're going to give you an insight because they've done it before, so that can kind of help out, which is quite interesting. They're then going to have their Web3 accelerator access, which is quite nice. This is a part of their kind of essentially like their VC fund, which I broke down in another video. And you can actually check out my sort of investigation on the roadmap up here after you've watched this video, of course. And then you've got VIP access to metaverse areas, VIP access to in real life events, and then you've got future staking and DAO allocations. Now, breaking it down, this is the next tier. In Real Life Pass. The In Real Life Pass grants holders access to Psychedelics Anonymous events. Now, I actually break this down in the other video. They've actually got an events manager, which makes perfect sense with what they want to do here. And this is kind of what I picked up they would be doing, and it makes sense. They're also going to get sort of partnerships and things like that when it comes down to the In Real Life events, which is cool. And then you've got the Metaverse Pass. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of roll this out and what you actually get from it. But you also get Metaverse wearables, things like that. And then you've got the last tier, which is essentially the kind of component that gets you access to a mini game, some staking, and things like that. Now, I think this is really cool, the fact they've got a tiered approach when it comes down to the NFT, because a lot of people will want the Genesis collection, but then it does mean that there will be a chance for people to kind of get access to things without having to kind of jump in completely. And this makes sense when it comes down to the pricing. The Genesis collection is 0.088 plus gas. The In Real Life Pass is 0.06, Metaverse Pass 0.06, and then the component is 0.045. So the fact they've kind of broken it down because the Genesis is more valuable and it has more access to a few things. Now, before we kick on, I will say this is not financial advice. You should do your own research when it comes down to the NFT space. You need to see if this project is something that you'd like to get into, and if you have the risk tolerances when it comes down to putting something like this in your collection. If the hype continues, there may be a gas wall when it comes down to the public sale if you're not on the whitelist. So please be careful when it comes down to this. Do your own research, look up what could happen, because you may actually lose out on some money and not actually get an NFT. Anyway, let's kick on. So when it comes down to the mint date and time, what I want you to pay close attention to here is the AEST, Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is essentially Sydney and Melbourne time. So everyone in the US, at around 7 a.m. on the 23rd is around 3 p.m. on the 22nd, because we're essentially a day ahead, we're in the future. When it comes down to the public sale, same deal here, it'll be 3 p.m. on the 23rd. But what I would suggest doing is kind of get your time zone and go Sydney to that time zone and have a look, because this can kind of trip you up. One thing that I'm kind of pumped and super psyched about is the fact that this is in Australian time, because what I find hard being in a different time zone as to everyone else in the rest of the world, all these drops are done on US sort of Eastern Standard Time, and there's always some calculations to be made about what day what's happening. So it's just a little bit of fun that it's actually kind of in our favor now. And what I will say about the mint date and time, if this is your first rodeo when it comes down to minting, what I would suggest doing is ensure that you actually mint on the pre-sale if you are in it. If you are scared or nervous about it, or the gas is a little bit high, you could wait until it's a little bit later, but definitely mint before the public sale, because when the public sale kicks on, it may not actually work out for you, and they'll kind of end up selling your spot. So having a whitelist spot doesn't mean they've reserved it in perpetuity. What it means is that you've got access to buy it within that first 24-hour period. So anyway, that is the update on Psychedelics Anonymous. I hope you're excited as I am. I'm on the whitelist for it, and the sort of team are heavily Australian based, so it's good that they're kind of repping sort of my city, my country, which is quite cool when it comes down to this project. Overall, I hope you found value in this video. If you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button. While you're down there, also hit up the like button as well. As always, it's been a pleasure having you with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.